Hello everybody, welcome back. So last night in the live stream we talked about the concept of this this floating candle body, right? It's not just a candle body, it's basically a spinning top, which basically means it could go either way. But the rules of Bollinger Bands, which aren't exactly rules, don't have to be this way, but the rule is that the statistics are 95% of price action takes place within the Bollinger Band, right? So this obviously came all the way out. This opened and closed outside of it. This doesn't often happen. So there's two ways that this could go about, happening, which is that we get brought back inside it, which is technically what's happened today, or we stay outside it and continue to break the rules. Now, if we look back, and this is what we were talking about yesterday on our live stream, if we look back at this parabolic run here, super turbo bullish action with Bitcoin, and out of this entire time that all of this happened, there's only been one of those took place, right? Only one. Now the following day we moved up, and the next day we leveled off, and then we broke back down. Now that's not because of this. I'm just saying it's very rare that you will see something like that. It's not very common at all that you get anything like that. And open and close outside of a Bollinger Band is very, very rare, and it would suggest that it's going to have to come back inside. It's like gravity pulling it back in. So that's kind of a little bit of what's happened today, all right? Also, this is a buy the rumour, sell the news type of event. It's fundamentally strong, though, I have to say, with Tesla buying up, so much Bitcoin, and so I mean fundamentally it's strong, and it should hold a reasonable deal of value as a result of all of this. But it doesn't mean that the chart cannot be respected. The chart will get respected, and that's basically what's happening here. Now, do I think this is going to come back down further? I'm so undecided about that. It's very difficult to say if it will or not. I mean, I'm going to have to get rid of some of these. We don't really need a lot of these. But my main thing is that I'm still bullish on Bitcoin on the macro scale. And if we do come back down, it might seem pretty nasty. We could have a retracement back to some of these exponentials, perhaps. That would be an 8 or a 10.5, and that again would not be too dissimilar to what happened when we found ourselves floating outside. Where's it gone? There it is. There it is. That's not too dissimilar to the kind of move that happened this time around about here. So look, we floated around, we continued to hang about, we started to get brought back in it, and essentially from the top to that bottom. Come on, mate, let's measure that out. That was roughly about 9-10%, roughly speaking. So it's not the end of the world if that happens. And actually, at the moment, with Bitcoin dominance being the way it is, I'm still very much bullish on the alts. I think alt season is still way underway, and I'm not too concerned about that. And this is what we were saying again on the live stream. You need to join these live streams if you're not part of it. What we end up doing most of the time is looking at all these different charts, right? We look at every single alt chart, and what we were saying throughout the majority of it is bullish. You need an entry point. Let's have a look at another one. Bullish, we need an entry point. And where are those entry points usually? They're upon moving averages. For me, that's how I do it. I don't look at flat. I can look at flat resistances, flat things, but generally speaking, moving averages are often the better way to find a support. So I've found this was my main dip buy today, which is Ocean. Ocean, basically, in my opinion, it's getting ready for its move. I mean, this is a decent move all the same. The W formation on the weekly usually suggests a massive run thereafter, and I'm not entirely sure that we've had that run. We've had decent moves, but I'm not entirely sure we've had that run. So, using what we were talking about in last night and pretty much every live stream, find your entry point. Focus on your chart, the one that you're most interested in, and then find your entry point. And usually, depending on how it's behaved in the past, just like Ocean's behaved here, we up, down, center of the Bollinger Band, up, down, center of the Bollinger Band, up, and now we're going into a different mode, a bit more of a bullish mode. We're not going to the center of the Bollinger Band anymore. We're going to the 10 exponential. Okay, up, down. Now we're not even testing the 10 exponential. We're on the 7 moving average. So this was my dip buy here. I didn't obviously get it there, but when I saw that it was respected, I got in as fast as I can. Now I'm waiting for the move. All right, so this is what it's all about. Bitcoin is your main indicator. Bitcoin, it was suggesting that it wants to come back inside the Bollinger Band, and that's not a great deal just from today's move. It's a 6% move, no big deal at all, and it just gives us the opportunity to buy the dips of the tokens of the charts that we've been looking at all this time. And for me, it's Ocean Protocol. And again, today was a new all-time high for Ocean, and I would imagine that there's going to be many more all-time highs to come, not just with Ocean, but with a lot of these altcoins so far. Now, so for those who follow my channel, obviously me and my bots, I've closed all my bots down. It couldn't cope, so the BNB bot pairing for me has now come to an end. I'm looking to actually move into Bitcoin. Now I'm going to be doing Bitcoin pairings. I think is probably the best thing to do, because for those who followed my suppose I call it a challenge, it's my journey, my bot journey. So I started with quite a small figure, and I've grown it to quite a large figure. Part of that is trying to anticipate what that base pair, so in the most recent terms it was Binance coin, what the projection is for that in the next few months. Do I want to accumulate lots of Binance coin? Do I want to accumulate lots of Ethereum? Do I want to accumulate lots of Tether? Or do I want to, what do I want to do? So now I think, I think it's the time has passed where the Binance coin has basically wrecked my chart. I had to give up on it. I've accumulated quite a fair amount of BNB throughout this whole bot process. Now it's time to move on. Now, what happens after an alt season? Okay, this is the question you need to ask yourself. It's the question I've been asking myself. What happens after an alt season? When alt season ends, what then takes the lead? Bitcoin, right? So it would be wise, in my opinion, to now, for me anyway, to start shifting my attention into Bitcoin, using the bots and accumulating Bitcoin during this period where Bitcoin is going to be not weak, but the lesser crypto to trade against. So your base pair will be Bitcoin, the leading pair will be altcoins, and you'd be hard pushed to find a token at the moment during alt season that's not going to have a sideways and uptrend on Bitcoin. We'll just have a look at anything, stab in the dark. What we're going to have a look at first. Well, this has come up first. We'll just have a look at that. Well, that's bullish, isn't it? I mean, and sideways and down. Let's have a look at some others. Just a random stab in the dark. Go on, let's have you. And here we go. Let's have a look at this one. I've never even heard of it. It's good to go. So during this period of alt season, obviously we're making money by buying and holding alts, trading alts. It would also be wise to hedge, for those of you who are using the bots anyway, to start to hedge that by scaling into Bitcoin. And what better way to do it would be to earn Bitcoin in the form of bot profit for the inevitable ending of alt season, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. To me, it looks like we're playing within this range here, and probably even come back down to test this trend line that we've got here. And if that breaks down, then the party really does begin. I'll show you. This is old news to a lot of you. We've been through a lot of this in the past. Oh, the internet's not working. My internet is so bad at the moment. It's just unbelievable. I need to phone Sky. But anyway, you understand where I'm coming from. So moving into Bitcoin, accumulating Bitcoin through the process of bot trading is now going to be my focus. I haven't decided exactly which pair I'm going to choose, but I do often prefer low sat pairs, just because the ranges are less, and I can use less grids, which means that each grid is heavily weighted with a larger investment. That's usually my preference, but it's not the be all and end all. So I'm going to have a look at some of those, and I'll let everybody know on my Patreon channel which bot or bots I've decided to go with. But I'm pretty confident that the bots that I will choose to use are going to be paired against Bitcoin. Anyway, I will leave it with you there. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and take it easy.